So the waltzer broke a taboo, the taboo of the embrace. And then, in fact, after, they started to develop all other dances, like cha-cha-cha, foxtrot, because the waltzer broke the taboo of the embrace. So it was really something culturally very, very important. It's like a milestone. It was the first mass dance in the history.
Cabeceo. Einladung zum Gespräch über den Tango Argentino. Ein Podcast von Heinz Duschanek.
Thank you for coming here, Mr. Dottore Stefano Elefante. You are Italian in your origin, but you live here in Vienna now since a few years. And you are one of the organizers, or the organizers, I don't know, of Tango Argentino events and milongas and practicas and courses at the Technical University of Vienna, where you actually work in the Department of Aerospace Engineering. Is this right? Or
okay, thank you. First of all, thank you very much for the invitation. It's really a pleasure for me to be here and to talk and to have this nice conversation. Okay, I used to work at the Technical University in Wien. Now I'm working at the Institute of Science and Technology in Austria, Klosterneuburg. And I study aerospace engineering, but now I'm responsible for the scientific cluster of the Institute of Science and Technology. I'm system administrator of the HPC cluster in Klosterneuburg.
Ah, great. You know, as you listen of my podcast, the first question is always to the guests, how did they encounter Tango Argentino? How did Tango Argentino came in their life? This is the same question up to you now.
Yes, thank you. Yes, I mean, it was, my studies are very different. I'm like a scientific study, my background. But I think, tango was something, art is always touching. And what happened once in Italy, one of the most important newspapers, La Repubblica, is one of the most important. Every month they were publishing a CD with different rhythm. So 1 month was samba from Brazil, another month was salsa, and 1 month was tango, Argentine tango. So I just played, I was very young, I just played and I liked the music. So I said, I would like to dance this music. And then, so I started to look for a course, and then that's it. I started to dance, and then this is the passion, my hobby.
What is the most fascinating factor of tango? I mean, tango, to learn tango is very complicated because you're so free on one hand, and there are a lot of different elements to put together, and you have a lot of creativity, and you just need to keep the connection. But actually, what was most fascinating you in the dance Tango Argentino?
First, I think that's what I said. The music, I like it. When I heard this CD, it was really touching. And actually, after I found out it was Piazolla, that is really, I think everybody understands why I was hit by the music. And then I started to dance with the people. I started to dance, to learn. And I think, with respect to other dances, I like probably that you need to have a conversation, a connection with other partners. And you have really more freedom and more creativity to do your steps and to express yourself. I think in a way, tango, with respect to other dances, maybe you have more opportunities. I don't know, but I mean, this is what I like, that you can express yourself and you look for a connection with other partner, with the partner you are dancing with. Actually, the steps are not important. What is more important is really the connection.
So what do you need to learn the steps before then in order to be able to forget them and to just do your thing? On the
that's, I think, it's a learning process. You should learn the steps, but then after you forget, because what really it's important is the connection. And actually, just what we say, just walking is the most beautiful thing. So,
did I understand it right? You lived in more than 2 countries, more than just Italy and Austria. So in how many countries did you actually take courses of Tango Argentino?
Oh, well, for work, I had to go. I was in Spain, in Spain, in Netherlands, in London, in Britain. So I've done courses tango. I started in Italy, and then for work I moved, and with me also tango moved, let's say. But my work was always be related to engineering or to computer science, but never really to tango.
This is interesting, since you have done tango in so many countries. Are there some really differences between the way of doing Tango Argentino and learning tango in these different countries, or is it always the same?
That's actually a question that many people ask, they have to say. And I have to say that maybe apparently it seems, but then because the connection, it's art, it's a connection with two people, and then there is not. Tango is a sort of universal language, it's like art. So or you like or you don't like it, it doesn't matter from your country, from your origin, it's just something universal. So it's something when you see a painting, you like it, but it doesn't matter what you are, from which country you are. And in a way, tango is the same. I think it's just a form of art, of express yourself. So,
but did you experience some differences where the teachers put the focus to? I just figured out, in Spain they put more focus on musicality, and in England more focus on technique and something. Did you experience something like that, or that people are more interested in connection or musicality or technique or something different in the different countries?
Yeah, that's very, maybe in some countries more the technique, other countries more the musicality, that's true. But at the end, the final point is the connection. So how you go, more with musicality, and then you need to find yourself. So at the end, that's why then when you dance, if you manage to connect with the person, it doesn't matter the nationality. This is the point. These are just tools to connect. But what is the final point is the connection, to have a nice moment together, to dance together with someone. So this is, in every country, is the same at the end. It's only maybe the process, but then the final point is the same.
Where would you put Vienna in this chain of countries and courses?
Well, Vienna, I think, is very nice. Tango scene is really very nice. People here are very musical. That's why I have to say is one, because I think here in Austria, there are a lot of grants for music, and lots of people play an instrument. And actually, I have to say that it's one of the few countries where people are very musical, very fast, let's say. So as soon as I dance with someone, they're really, almost everybody listen to the music and they know the rhythm. So it's a very musical country at the end. It's really the house of the music, yeah.
What was the driver? You wrote an article, a big article about analysis and comparison of balls in Vienna, balls and milongas in Vienna and Buenos Aires. What was the driver behind this intention?
Yes, when I came to Vienna, I saw the ball here, and I was very amazed. It's something really unique in the world. And so that's why I started to understand where they come from, when they were born, really the origin. That's what I said. I started to dance tango almost 20 years ago. And when I came here in Vienna, I was really amazed by this culture that is even much older than Argentine tango. Wiener Walzer is from beginning of 19th century. And I was really fascinated. I really could not spot historically these events, even the ball. I could not understand.
Did you attend some balls in Vienna?
Yes, actually, when I came, because I was working at the Technical University, I arrived in Vienna. After 4 or 5 months, I was sent to Hofburg, let's say, because it was just a normal invitation for a normal people working at the university. I think everybody received an invitation, everybody knows. And I said, okay, let's go. I like to dance. All my colleagues, they told me, no, but you have to go because you like to dance. So with my wife, we just went, let's have a look. And of course, it's amazing. Hofburg is really the Imperial Palace. I think everybody, it's the first time is really incredible. apart the beauty, what was really touching me was when I entered the main hall. The main hall, it was something that really could feel 200 years of history, of dance history. That hall really, it was very impressive because you understand the dance was born there. There was something more than, it was not ball, it was something much more deep. That hall, it was very clear that it was designed 200 years ago for dancing. It was really designed for dancing 200 years ago. And this is something unique that I never saw in my life before. In Italy as well, we have very nice rooms, very nice salon, but none of them was designed 200 years ago to dance. So when I went to the main hall, for me I said, I want to understand why this is like this. It was very weird. It did not match with all my background with tango. There was something that did not match, clearly. There was like 80, 90 years that there was no matching because Walzer is much older. And so that's why I started to read, to understand, I tried to put in the historical framework what I was looking at. So these events, these balls, they were very old, 200 years old.
And I think even more, I looked at Wikipedia, I shouldn't say that, but I looked there and I found out, I didn't know that the organization of dance events, almost bigger dance events, already started in the Middle Age. So in, I don't know, 1200, 1300. More in families, as a family event, but then getting bigger and bigger and bigger until the Wiener Congress came in 1800 and, I don't know, 6 or 10. And there the Viennese balls really became famous all over the world.
Yes, exactly. For what I know, I mean, I can do something wrong because I try to educate myself. For what I understood is, the tradition says the Vienna Congress. Actually, the technical university ball, they say that really is traced back to the Vienna Congress. It's one of the oldest in Vienna. But I think the origin of the ball is even, like you said, it's a little older as well. I mean, probably, like you said, they were family and then went back. So that's why, I mean, I try to understand the ball and the relation between balls. That, you know, my culture, my dancing culture was starting from the end of the 20th century with tango. So for me, there were 100 years that I could not understand what happened. There was 100 years. For me, it was something very weird, very, very strange, absolutely very strange. So I start to read, to understand, and then little by little I start to figure out every sort of all the pieces of this picture. In practice, what I understood, I mean, what I found interesting documents. First of all, I think what I found out is that Walzer was born. Then Walzer, it was really something incredible for humankind. It really made a big change in the history. Why? Because before Wiener Walzer, the dance, there were distance. It's like there was minuet, there was classical ballet, but they were not embraced. So maybe there were also some dances with embrace, but they were locally. I don't know, maybe in a small village in Germany, maybe a small village in France. But for sure, Wiener Walzer did something incredible. The Habsburgs, they accepted in Hofburg.
So because the first time that bodies touched each other.
It was embracing, yeah. They could embrace.
I mean, heads different directions, but embrace. It was
the guy could
touch a woman.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Before there was the minuet, but it was like a distance or classical ballet.
Just holding the hand and that's it.
The hand, that's it. But the Walzer did something much more. Because now there was the embrace, and because the Habsburgs accepted the Walzer, they spread all over the globe. So the Walzer broke a taboo, the taboo of the embrace. And then, in fact, after, they started to develop all other dances, like cha-cha-cha, foxtrot, because the Walzer broke the taboo of the embrace. So it was really something culturally very, very important. It's like a milestone. It was the first mass dance in the history.
Do we know, by the way, how the waltz was invented, that it became an embrace dance?
No, I don't know. I read some document, but I did not figure out. History. I could. I mean, I try to understand. Now, this I don't know exactly how this was. It's a very nice point of investigation. Why this could happen? Why this could happen that the man could embrace the lady? And then, but then after I realized, I found out some documents that were really made the picture much more clear, because then the ball developed, so the walzer, and then after all the other dances, they start to be included in the Viennese ball, like cha-cha-cha, foxtrot, gradually. And the walzer spread all over the world. So not just in Vienna, they went to New York, they went to Rome, they went to Berlin, they went to Paris, the walzer with the ball tradition. And what is more, I think, really I was amazed when I found out that the ball, they were also in Buenos Aires. And they were also in Buenos Aires much before Argentine tango was born. And this is very logical, because they were it was a big gap. So it's very logical that what we see in Hofburg today, actually, in a ball in Vienna, the same situation was in Buenos Aires. Same situation. And this is very logical. It's nothing that we should be worried if this would not happen. This would be strange. So it's the most logical thing. Mm-hmm. And then once I found out there were ball, now the question was, but now what happens? Argentine tango was ever included in a ball in Buenos Aires? This was another question that I started to ask myself. The ball in Buenos Aires, okay, there was waltz, there were other rhythm, but Argentine tango? And then little by little I found out that Argentine tango was included in a ball in Buenos Aires.
Later? Tango was created in Rio del Plata in, 1800 and...
End of the century.
End of the century,
it doesn't matter now, I think end of the century. Yeah. And what I saw, for example, an article on Todo Tango, this is an important web page from Argentina, they claim that Argentine tango was already included in the Opera Ball of Buenos Aires already in 1902. So really the beginning of the 20th century. So this means that Argentine tango was born and in practice immediately entered in the balls from Buenos Aires. Mm-hmm. So this means in practice they had no problems. Maybe it's not 1902, maybe it's 1910, 1920. Then I found out many other documents that anyway that clearly say that more or less entered. I mean, it was introduced in the balls in Buenos Aires, Argentine tango. So now the point is, so in Argentine tango entered very fast actually in Buenos Aires, in Argentina. There was no problem. In practice it was born, and after 5, 10, 15, 20 years entered. Now the problem was in Europe. What happened in Europe now? We found out that Argentine tango was banned from the ball in Vienna.
I think it was banned generally in the earlier times because it was considered as a forbidden dance because you have been too close to the ladies.
What we found from documents, we can say first there was a law from Kaiser Franz Joseph that he was really saying that all officers in uniform, they should sit down all the time. Argentine tango was danced. So we understand that it's a big issue because I understand the ball in Vienna are institutional balls. It's from a corporation, like technical university ball. So when you put a law like this, of course, it's a problem. I think everybody understands. Then we found also some sort of another document. Actually, there is a really very excellent book from Otto Eder that really did an excellent job, and they found a lot of information. And actually, in this book, he also writes, for example, there was a case in which the orchestra started to play Argentine tango in a ball, and other people they start to whistle, because the population in Vienna was divided. Something very important to say is that Argentine tango was born at the end of the 20th century between Buenos Aires, Montevideo, and arrived in Europe.
19th century.
The beginning, end of 20th. And arrived in Europe. And arrived, like we know, arrived in Paris, in Italy, and arrived also in Vienna. And actually, in Vienna was very well spread Argentine tango at the beginning of the century. So there were a lot of cafe playing Argentine tango, a lot of cafe, theater, shows. Like Otto Eder found really very lots of documents. Even there were shops selling shoes of Argentine tango. There were other shops that selling clothes of Argentine tango. So it was very clear that Argentine tango was very well spread in Vienna.
This was before the First World War.
Yes, before the first, or between that period, before or during the First War. Maybe that period. There are documents that extend in the period.
But Franz Josef did not like it, so he ordered his officers
Franz Josef said only the officer, exactly. Then we understand that if you don't enter in a
the
bar...
uniform, at least.
In a uniform, if you don't enter in a bar. And then we found really very clear documents where they really says that in the 23rd ball of the City Hall of Vienna, the ball committee, they really did not want Argentine tango included. So that document clearly states that there was a social decision of the ball committee that did not want Argentine tango. So it was sort of, look, we thought and we don't want that is here we dance Argentine tango.
It's also a speculation, but I think it was the first dance where let's put it that way, where I can feel the upper body of the lady. Yes, it's pressed against the male upper body, and this was the first kind of dance that way, and maybe that was the reason for banning it at balls and just dance it in small clubs or coffee houses after midnight.
Yes, maybe it could be. But officially,
it's just a speculation.
Exactly, it's a speculation. Yeah.
So I ask anyone who hears that, who listens to us.
They want to know. I think
us.
They got the same things, but we did not find any document that says why.
Yeah.
These are just speculation. Exactly. Yeah. The people, I'm sure everybody's thinking the same. Probably
it was just crossing a border.
Yeah, actually, I would like to invite also the people who are listening really try to investigate this point, because it's really something that really could really enrich the history. It could make clearly what happened in Vienna in that period and why it was banned.
But did it then return to the Viennese balls, Tango Argentino, or when?
We don't know what I organize exactly the Viennese Milonghhe within the context of the Technical University Ball and the Science Ball. We did this in 2017. It was the first time that
long after the First World War.
But maybe it was already organized before. We don't know. I mean, from 2017, we can say that it was the Technical University Ball is including constantly the Argentine tango, and the Milonghhe is organized within the framework of the Technical University Ball, and even the Science Ball, the Vienna Ball of Sciences.
You said that Viennese balls, or balls in the style of Viennese balls, also happened in Buenos Aires. Did you find out what was similar to the balls in Vienna, and was there something just different?
No, this is a very important point. For what I understood, they were a copy of Vienna. I mean, there are a lot of details that make us understand that it was very, very, very close. The people that used to dress the smoking or the frack, like in Vienna, that's why they also danced Argentine tango with
the dress code was the same.
The dress code was the same. They were in a big hall, like in really exceptional events, like here, like really magnificent hall. We can imagine there was the Opera Ball in Buenos Aires as well. So it should have been something very similar to Vienna. Much more surprising was when I found out that also in Buenos Aires they were related to the corporation. It's like here. Here there is the ball of the medical doctors, the ball of the technical university, and also in Buenos Aires there were the ball of of the students of the university, and even the ball of the of different professional corporation, guilds, And actually something very particular is when I found out, I think everybody's dancing tango, there are a lot of, usually tango are written always for a lady, is for love, and usually is when always love related. But there were some tangos very strange, dedicated to the medical doctor, dedicated to the cavities, to the dentist, they were very said why they wrote these tangos with this theme, and then I found out that these tangos they were written. What happened that Osvaldo Fresedo, for example, was invited by the ball of the University of Medicine, of the Faculty of Medicine. So Osvaldo Fresedo used to go to this ball, and in honor of this ball, he wrote some tango. So he wrote the dentist, because there were dentists in the people dancing, or the nurse. And there are a lot of balls like this, because Osvaldo Fresedo or another orchestra, they were going to this ball and they were writing the text in honor of this new situation,
How did they ask the ladies to dance in this time? Was the cabeceo already practiced, also in balls in Buenos Aires? Or was it just purely Tango Argentino ritual?
That's I don't know really. We did not find really the code. There was, I think, a carnet de bal.
So a notebook.
Yes, there was something, maybe a document we found about the carnet de bal. So, for example, another person claimed that the men that were in the center of the ballroom and the ladies in the outer circle, inviting them. But I don't know really, I cannot really give scientific historical answer. It's like, these are like before, so my feeling.
But this dance book existed in Buenos Aires.
Sorry?
So this dance book, this
Carnet de Bal.
Carnet de Bal. So I could go to a table of a lady and open it and put my name at some dance there. To just say that I want to dance this dance with that lady later.
Yes, I think I found something. I'm not sure. Yeah, I think I found something that this was saying. But that Carnet de Bal was very old. So at that time, when I found this document, Argentine Tango was not born yet. It was all before Argentine Tango was born. So we don't know exactly if Argentine Tango had this kind of invitation. Yeah. So, because it was all there. Because what I said, the ball in Buenos Aires, they were much older. Of course, they are older than Argentine Tango.
Mm-hmm. So, did it really take until 2017 that Tango Argentino at first arrived in a Viennese ball, specifically at the Technical University?
I don't know. That's a very good question. Actually, we should try
but you
to
have
understand.
Initiated that Tango Argentino could be danced at the Viennese ball, at the Technical University ball in 2017. How did you get into that? I mean, you had to talk, I guess, to the rector of the university and so on. Was it difficult and complicated to just provide this idea and to organize everything? Did you meet some resistance because it was so unusual? Or
No, actually, I have to say they are very open. I mean, the ball is, in a way, they like the idea to introduce a new rhythm. I mean, I think now the time was not like 1920, 1915, like beginning of the century. I had like now, so from a social point of view, nobody was say something. Actually, they really liked the idea to introduce a new rhythm. They were very enthusiastic. That the ball could enlarge, it could have more rooms with more rhythms. Actually, they liked the music. Everybody liked the dance. Of course, I mean, but to bring, of course, they asked, but we need some people. Exactly. I mean, that was logical. And that's why then we managed to make the group, and then...
so you provide an estimation of how many people would join this room then?
Estimation, no, but they said if there is some people, some students, they dance, of course we will give you the room, we are happy to help you. So that's why then we managed to get the room. I managed to get some students. Then without the help of everybody, lots of people helped in this project, to bring tango in the Viennese Ball in Hofburg. And then we asked the room, and of course they were very happy to give us, of course, a small room, but it was a Viennese Ball in Hofburg. Everybody knows it's really an exceptional place, unique in the world, I have to say, by far unique in the world.
Now, there's a group of tango interested or tango influenced people, infected people, that's the right word, at the Technical University, specifically by this Institute of Science and Technology, Austria, the ISTA, and they organize a lot, and they even have a mission, as far as I've seen on the website. The goal of these university groups is to promote Argentine tango dance and its culture through dance classes, discussions on its history, traditions, music, and cinematographic representations among students and university staff on a weekly basis. This makes me wonder, why specifically on a technical university? Why not on the University of Economics, which deals with global economy? Why not on the University of Vienna with the medical stuff? Why specifically technical university and technicians?
Well,
technical
I think
researchers.
Everybody thinks, like technical university of the Institute of Science and Technology, they do numbers. But
they need something entirely different.
First of all, I think scientists, in a way, they are artists. It's like, mathematicians are artists. To make a formula, you understand, you need to be very creative. So I don't think between scientists and art there is a big difference. To write or to think a new formula like Einstein, these kind of people, they were artists. They really thought something above the normal conception. So
for you personally, as a scientist, to dance Tango Argentino is not so entirely different world. There are similarities in the creativity and way of improvisation, or that you need to improvise constantly and to need to think about solutions and about possibilities.
Yes,
could I put
think
it that way?
I think really, people who does math, science, they are artists. That's why. So the fact that lots of people from this institution, they like to dance, because that's why. And what I said, what you really said, we don't just dance. We try to promote the culture. And I see these people are really interested. Actually, even this article or this investigation, they helped me to do. I've got a lot of people helping and try, because everybody was fascinated. And really, apart the maths, the numbers, there was the artistic point of everybody, of these people. And the idea of to create to the creativity of the people.
Usually, if you go to milongas in Vienna, you see, don't get me wrong, but I say older audience. I personally miss people in the age of their 20s, maybe even 30s. We mainly have people dancing Tango Argentino in their 40s and 50s and 60s and also 70s. This seems to be different in these events on the Technical University. Is this true?
Yeah, because they are students. Exactly. The average is it's like 20-25. Yeah, because they are student or university staff. So the average is very, very, there are lots of young people.
Is this only for students and teachers and professors of the Technical University, or could anyone go there and participate?
It's sort of, it's mainly for students, because we try to keep the university idea. Of course, external people, they are welcome, Everybody is welcome. It's a public place, and so in theory everybody is welcome. Yeah.
Thank you, Stefano, for this interesting talk. I learned something about the importance of Viennese balls, because I've also considered Viennese balls as something happening locally here in Vienna, and I was astonished to see that it was really famous for a longer while, also in Buenos Aires, and about the influences of waltz and Tango Argentino.
Viennese ball it's really what I said. Walzer, a Viennese ball really are something historical for humankind, because it really changed the way of dancing.
Good for me as a Viennese to see that not only we take other cultures, except in our case Tango Argentino, that we can also spend something to the world and give something to the world and get the Tango Argentino in return.
Oh, Viennese Waltz, I think it's something really...
A time for me to learn to dance the Viennese Waltz.
To be like, it's really historical milestone. I mean, it's really beautiful. Even actually, I've done some courses of Viennese Waltz. I said I want to learn, and it's really beautiful, very elegant. It's really very fascinating.